Okay, that's live. Hello, Johnny.
Hi.
Okay, everybody, this is my brother, Jonathan. And the reason why we're doing this live hangout on air is because I've literally just finished a broadcast with Tessa Guy from In Mind, In Body about guided visualization. And I told my brother, Johnny, about this, that we were going to do this, and he watched it live. He was one of the people that were actually watching it live. And as soon as we ended the broadcast, he FaceTimed me and gave me some feedback, which I thought was really interesting. So we decided just to do this on the spur of the moment, just so that the guys from In Mind, In Body can get some feedback. But also, Johnny, I'm sure you won't mind me saying, because I've done it already live to millions of people, that you are in remission from cancer, aren't you, Johnny?
Yeah, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Right, okay. Now, and you've had it twice, haven't you?
Well, I relapsed in October last year.
Right, talk us through the first bit of it.
Well, when I first got diagnosed was in May 2012, and I was in hospital. We didn't know
you were in Spain at the time, weren't you?
We didn't know what I had for weeks. I was in intensive care, and then they did it was like a bone marrow biopsy, and that's when they identified that, in fact, that I had lymphoma. And you was there, you know the story yourself. And I was in hospital a month, and then I went through my treatment. Most of it was like day case type of treatment in the hospital in Marbella, the Costa del Sol hospital. I had a few stints where I had to go in there and have certain treatment, but a lot of it was just the normal R-chop.
Right.
And then I relapsed, unfortunately, last October. So I finished the last treatment I had was in last March.
Yeah.
That was like the serious sort of 10 out of 10 graded chemotherapy, where I was in hospital for 3 weeks after, because all the treatments I had when I relapsed, because it was quite high grade chemotherapy, I had to be in hospital where I was monitored. As you know yourself, you come to visit me quite a lot. And that's it. I've not had any chemotherapy since last March, sort of thing. So I've been well into remission now. I think it's actually coming up to a year in remission again now.
Right.
So, forgive me in my dressing gown, because I've been to the doctor this morning, and luckily he said I've only got a man flu.
Well, I've had man flu, and it's very serious. So
I'm pretty pleased about that, obviously, because I was feeling a bit run down, but it was just this time of year, happy days, really.
But it's interesting, isn't it, that there's still the worry there, isn't there?
Always. I mean, you get a bit paranoid occasionally, but we come from a background of quite being motivated with the types of jobs that we do, and we don't get negative too easily. But sometimes you have little thoughts of, oh, what if this, what if that? Not for me, because of my kids, really, my family. I'm not scared for myself. It's just more, I don't want to get poorly again for my kid, for the family sort of thing. So, but you do me bit looking after myself and what have you, and that's all you can do with it. And just get on with it.
Right, now, so you watched a live broadcast that we've just done with Tessa. What did you think?
Yeah, brilliant. I enjoyed it. I've watched a few. I think that was the first live one I've watched.
You've watched the recordings, though, haven't you, before?
Watched a few of the recordings, and I kind of like that escapism. It's almost like, I think it's just like kind of meditating. It does. It kind of takes your brain away somewhere else. And sometimes, even people who haven't had any cancer-related illnesses, everyone gets wound up from time to time. Sometimes escaping, and that's what it does. It puts you into another place. Just like, because straight after the live broadcast, I listened to the walking.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what you call it. It's not an app. What is it?
It's the MP3. So you listen to the walking recording.
It's about 12 minutes, and you start off at the top of the stairs. It took me a couple of minutes before I could really start getting into it. But before I knew it, when I was on the beach, he said visualise where you want to go, and because I lived in Spain on and off 18 years, and I was on the beach. near Mias Costa, and it says imagine a lighthouse. I'd already imagined that lighthouse in Franco, Mias Costa lighthouse there.
Yeah.
And I was walking along and I've done that kind of walk along that bit, and it was just really, I was like, kind of, well, I felt all the kind of emotions, like literally walking on the beach. It felt the same sort of thing, breathing.
Could you smell it?
Hey?
Could you smell the sea?
I could almost smell it, yeah. It kind, but I'm kind of, I don't know. I said to you earlier that when I was poorly, I used to, especially when I was in hospital for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I often put, and you've mentioned it a few times. I'm not going to talk about golf because it bores everybody. But when I was poorly, I imagined myself on golf course. In fact, I don't know if you remember, but our older brother Carl, we played 18 holes of golf when I was in intensive care. Do you remember?
Yeah, actually, I forgot about that. Talk us through that, what he did.
Basically, I can remember blips, but I was in and out of consciousness because I was on a lot of drugs, morphine type based drugs. So I was loose. I suppose the drugs helped anyway because it made it more hallucinogenic. It basically, one of the court, it said, Carl says, pick a golf course, we're going to play golf now, and I think I chose.
So just so that people who are watching this can visualise actually what happened here. So my brother was in intensive care. He was very sick, and my other brother Carl sat by the side. We were only allowed in one at a time. And actually, I remember being outside of intensive care and thinking, God, he's in there a long time. So go on then, tell us what he did.
Well, I played 18 holes, so.
But he talked him through it, didn't he?
He basically says, pick a golf course, we're going to go and play golf now. He might have done it a couple of times. He probably did it a few times. We didn't play hole 18, but we did a few holes. And basically said, pick a golf course. I'm sure I chose Capapino because that was a local golf course to me. We just started off on the tee, and I teed off, and what club are you using, our driver, and all this, that, and the other, and we just basically played around with golf.
So what my brother Carl was actually doing, inadvertently, was a form of guided visualization.
Yeah, it was fun, and then obviously after, when I kind of got better, you spend a lot of time on your own and stuff like that, and obviously I couldn't play golf, so I visualised actual shots because basically I don't want to lose my ability of playing golf too much, and even though my muscles weren't properly, so I played quite a lot of golf and think of golf shots and stuff like that. I'm thinking of in fact, I probably learnt more golf not actually playing because I learnt about techniques and stuff like that.
Well, Carl is a good golfer, isn't he? Better than you.
Not as good as me. Nah, no. Well, we'll wait and see this summer. We're going to be doing a few rounds, so we'll see.
Right. So I thought you'd listen to. I thought I'd sent you the link. I'm sure I sent you the link to the golf one, so you could listen to that. Because I know that Tessa asked me to do that. And for some reason, you haven't listened to that, so I'm going to send you the link again.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
For you to listen to the golf.
I remember when
MP3.
When I went into, because you don't have to have inoculations, and it made me feel rough. And I said, yeah, I will. And I was going to save it for when I had my last.
Oh, I did send it to you. Yeah, you forgot.
And forgive me, I forgot to.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to send it to you when we finish this broadcast, and you can listen to that, and it'll be interesting to see what you think about that one. There are lots of others as well, You said to me before off air that you actually do this anyway, don't you?
Yeah, a lot of time. I mean, I do when I'm feeling very tired and I can't really, but sometimes when I'm not watching telly and stuff like that, I enjoy it. Part of my character, I just enjoy to lie down on my bed, even if I'm not sleeping. I just think of things and just drift off. Without being a sleepy feel. It's almost like meditating, because my friend Greg, my best mate who I grew up with, he seems very much into meditation, and it's kind of he said that's quite a good healthy thing to do. Sit and think and just put yourself in places and stuff like that. And
does it? And you mentioned earlier about the escapism. It helps you. It helps you escape your own thoughts, right?
Absolutely, it really does. When you're wound up and you think of things, you just build into, without going into it. Of my character, I can easily turn a mountain into a molehill into a mountain type of thing, and I can get wound up about
Because
things.
you're a worrier.
Yeah,
Aren't you?
but these days I'm aware of it. So when I start feeling I'm getting wound up about something, I've got the ability, luckily, to just park it in my brain somewhere and think of something else. And this kind of put myself into somewhere else works for me. But that I did like, because that lovely lady, was it Tess who does the recording?
She didn't do the recording on. She might have done actually. I think it was Doreen actually.
What's it? No, I don't know. But
I think it was Doreen who recorded the walking one, if my memory serves me right. Yeah.
Got a very, very nice, relaxing voice. And
It was Doreen. I'm sure it was Doreen. Yeah.
And hearing her, it's just nice, very relaxing, calming, and it's different because when you've got someone there sort of coaching you through the different stages of what to do, it puts you back on track in case you start,
So that recording that you listened to was about 12 minutes long.
Yeah.
How soon, once into the recording, did you feel that you could just sort of relax and?
I said earlier, probably it was a couple of minutes before I started to hit the point when there was a point where you're at the bottom of the stairs and you're counting down 11 stairs or 12 stairs, and when you get to the bottom, then you said, right, visualise where you are, and I put myself on the beach. As soon as I was on that beach type of thing, that's when I started to, so it's probably a couple of minutes.
Right, but if you listen to it again, you could probably get into it a bit quicker, and that's fine anyway. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to get into it, as long as you get into it, which you did, and it helped you relax. And did you find that once you were into it, that's all you were concentrating on? Everything else was gone?
Well, it wasn't that I was concentrating, because I don't think the idea is to concentrate. I think it's just to let in and let out, like meditate. It's like just to be aware of the surroundings in your brain. And like on that live broadcast I just listened to, the lady in Brighton, I think it was, who said,
Jam.
Your brain can't distinguish between what's happening in reality and when you're visualizing things in your brain. The same endorphins, or I can't remember what she said, but the same kind of chemicals in your brain reaction acts the same. So yeah, it was just, I think when you start to focus and concentrate on things, that's when it doesn't work. I think just to let yourself go. If you think of something, think of it, let it in, let it out. Don't just focus.
Now I know that you've we don't have to go into the details of what it is, but you. Aside from the cancer, you've had a little bit of stress in your life the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, everybody does. I've got a teenager.
Right, exactly. So, but we don't. I don't want to go into the details on it, but you've got a bit of stress in your life. Do you think that when you're feeling stressed out, whatever it is, forget about the cancer, that if you're feeling stressed and you think to yourself, I'm stressed, I don't want to be feeling like this, do you think that by putting on one of those recordings would help you de-stress?
Yeah, I mean, again, listening to that live broadcast, I can't remember which lady, whether it was Tess or the lady in Brighton, said that sometimes when you're stressed and wound up, how can I possibly relax? And when you're in the actual, in the feeling of being upset and wound up, it's very difficult to just switch it off like a button. But with a bit of practice, which I'm better at doing these, you just once you're aware that you're wound up, you've got to be aware that you're really upset. Once you're aware you're wound up, then you think, right, I need to relax now. Take a few moments, like I said at the beginning of that recording, the MP3 recording. Take a few moments to relax and think. Sometimes when you're in that height of being wound up, you've got to just be aware of it and just calm down, take deep breath and relax a bit. Don't have your arms crossed. And I like that what she said. Don't have your arms crossed. Lie down or sit and just relax yourself, and then get on with it and do it. But you've got to, it's like anything else. You've got to want to do it. You've got to want to.
Do you think you could try? Just as it would be interesting. Next time you're feeling wound up, hopefully you won't be feeling wound up. But if you did get to that point where you're feeling wound up, do you think you could try to remember to first of all, go through that process you've just said. Just try and calm yourself down. But then to really get yourself calm, listen to one of those MP3s and see what it does.
You do.
Just as an experiment.
Yes. I mean, everyone's got time, because if it's 12 minutes long, crikey, if you haven't got 12 minutes to sit and chill out and do that, there's something wrong.
Well, Doreen said that in a previous broadcast that we did, that sometimes you have got to just take the time to.
You've got to make the
yourself.
effort.
Yeah,
absolutely. You've got to say it's only the same sort of time it takes to put the kettle on, make a cup of tea, and drink a brew, isn't it? It's the same thing. So you just got to make the effort. So I could do. And I dare say, now I'm aware of it, listen to it. My next one will be the goal.
I'm going to send it to you now.
Yeah. So I will do, because it's nice and it does. At the end of the day, whatever people say that stress isn't good for you, even if it is or it isn't, it's not nice to feel stressed. So it's nice just to be in a nice place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Think nice thoughts. It's nice to be thinking of nice thoughts and not winding yourself up.
Right. Well, just so that you know, because we're going to wrap this up now. We're doing another one of these live broadcasts, Google Hangouts on air, on Thursday at 2:00.
Yeah.
If you're not doing anything, listen into that, because we've got Dr. Sandy Jost.
Yeah, the American woman. I remember saying on the. I was on that. I thought about it. It'd be interesting.
And she's a real expert. Well, all the people that we have on are experts on guided visualization, but Sandy is a really good expert. She's in America, and she's going to join us from America. So make sure you listen into that. And if you feel like you want to ask any questions while we're doing it, there's the chat thing there. You can always ask a question. Mm-hmm. All right, Johnny. Thanks for this. Appreciate it. It's good to hear someone who who has had cancer and is currently in remission and still getting better. What they think about it. I think it'll be very useful, and also as well, other cancer patients can hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So that's really good.
So, it's all about just sharing that feedback and trying new things, and that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Well, and also, there are people out there. I think we met actually a couple of them in the city hospital when you were being treated in the haematology department there in Nottingham. There are people there. I mean, you're lucky that you've got a family support network around you.
Yeah.
I suppose I'm lucky that I can just drop everything, and my business can be run over the internet, thankfully. And I can. When you were ill, I practically spent the whole time you were at the city hospital. I was with you.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't there, Carl, our other brother, or Andrew, or Mum, or Dad was there. You were never on your own.
Yeah.
Where there are other people who are not so fortunate and don't have the same support network that you have. So just out of interest, how do you think that how guided visualization might help them?
Well, it's the same, isn't it? It would, absolutely, of course it would. It helps anyone who wants people who want to relax and basically take themselves out of a negative situation. Why wouldn't they try it? You've got free MP. Put it this way: on that website there are 2 or 3 free ones that you can listen to free of charge. So why won't people do it? You've got nothing to lose, so why not? It's brilliant. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was nice and I felt. Actually, it was the feel. You never asked me this, but the feeling I got was I felt energized, even though I went for a nice relaxing walk. When I opened my eyes, and because the end bit of the MP3 it says go back to the top of the stairs to a place of relaxation, and then it just cuts out. And I took a minute or two just at the top of them stairs, just out, because it was a place of like a little sanctuary, just relaxing. When I opened my eyes, I felt dead energized. It was weird. I felt really energised, really did.
Right, excellent, Johnny. Well, listen, thanks for this, and we might do some more of these with you. I'll speak to Tessa and see what she thinks, and maybe we should do some more, because I think that maybe even get you in on a hangout with Tessa. maybe that's something we could do now that you're up to speed with the technology. So, all right, Johnny, I'm going to stop the broadcast now, but stay there because I'll still be here. All right.